Jennifer Harris joins us this morning with Pop News. Good morning.
Good morning, Christy and Jay. Actress Alyssa Milano's social media protest against sexual assault and harassment is gaining major steam. Her Sunday Twitter post read in part, "If all the women who have been sexually harassed or assaulted wrote Me Too as a status, we might give people a sense of the magnitude of the problem." Hashtag Me Too was quickly trending on Twitter, with celebrities adding their voices to the cause. At age 68, singer and songwriter Billy Joel is a father again. According to a representative, Joel's wife, 35-year-old Alexis, gave birth to daughter Remy Ann on Sunday. The Piano Man had just announced the pregnancy a little more than a week earlier. This is day 6 of the aftermath of Hurricane Matthew. I'm in Britain's neck, South Carolina, and this is one of many roads which has flooded due to rising river water in South Carolina. Now, many residents have had to evacuate, but some have returned home.
Jennifer Harris joins us this morning with news across the nation this morning. Good morning, Jennifer.
Good morning, Christy. The FBI released information that provides insight to the man behind the Sandy Hook massacre. Adam Lanza was focused and obsessed with mass murders and spree killings. That's according to a woman who befriended the 20-year-old online prior to the 2012 shootings. The unidentified woman also said Lanza spent most of his time researching and discussing mass killings. She described him as extremely intelligent but very depressed. Lanza killed 20 first graders and 6 adults at the school. He also killed his mother at their house prior to taking his own life. A former school aide and track coach who admitted to being HIV positive has been hit with several more charges to his already lengthy indictment for sex assault. Carlos D'Angelo Bell now has a total of 206 charges against him on accusations of sexually assaulting 42 underage students and recording it on video. According to the state's attorney, the victims range in age from 11 to 17 years old. The state is not aware of any alleged victim testing positive for HIV. If found guilty, Bell could face life in prison. And the NAACP says African Americans may want to avoid American Airlines. According to an advisory issued Tuesday night, the organization has seen a pattern of disturbing incidents reported by African American passengers, specific to American Airlines. American Airlines says the company is committed to providing a positive, safe travel experience for everyone. And Jay and Christy, that's what's making headlines across the country this morning. Back to you. His Sports Night co-star Josh Charles writes that Guillaume radiated such warmth, light, dignity, and above all, class. Guillaume captured an entirely new audience in 1994 when he provided the voice for Rafiki in Disney's animated hit, The Lion King.
I didn't know that.
That was him.
Very cool.
Yes,
well,
yes.
It's a sad, sad loss then.
Well, Christy and Jay, he actually battled prostate cancer during the last 2 years of his life, and he leaves behind a wife and 4 children.
I had no idea.
Yeah, sad. The film is the 8th episode in the Star Wars saga and is a direct sequel to the 2015 blockbuster Star Wars: The Force Awakens. And Christy and Jay, the actual debut has garnered more than 300,000 views on YouTube in just 30 minutes.
Wow.
Yes, in just 30 minutes. And the movie comes out, it opens December 15th.
I feel like it's going to be a big hit.
Yes.
Oh, I think Chris is going to be first in line for those tickets. She's been
Tickets
talking
are already
about
on
that.
sale.
Very
They're
cool.
already on sale, yes.
Thank you, Jennifer.
You're welcome. The 2017 Kennedy Center's honors were held Sunday in California. Honoree, actor and hip-hop artist LL Cool J says the honors are about the art, not distractions. Former talk show host David Letterman was honored Sunday night for his career in comedy. He is the recipient of the 20th annual Mark Twain Prize for American Humor. At 70 years old, Letterman is the longest-serving host in U.S. late-night television. Chicago City aldermen have been asking for the police superintendent, Gary McCarthy, to step down. What do you think is the solution to the crime in Chicago? Coastal Carolina University had to evacuate today at 9 a.m. Any students that were unable to leave were bused to Winthrop University and Clemson University. Now, this mandatory evacuation, which starts at 3 p.m., is for anyone that lives within 100 miles of the beach. I'm here at Ocean Boulevard and 8th Avenue North. I'm Jennifer Harris.
Jennifer Harris sat down with one couple whose daughter was born 9 weeks premature. She has more on how the mother's instincts likely saved the baby's life. Good morning.
Good morning, Christy and Jay. Yes, an estimated 15 million babies are born too early every year. That's more than 1 in 10 babies. Despite the staggering number, many still beat the odds. Now, one statewide mom encourages other expectant women to act quickly if they suspect something may be wrong with their pregnancy.
I wasn't feeling the baby. move and kick like she was.
Emily Harrison didn't realize her unborn child was in a life or death situation when she told her husband about her concerns.
She said, you know, something's not right, and we kind of had this conversation, and she said, no, I think it's something.
So 9 weeks shy of her due date, they decided to listen to her instincts and get medical attention immediately. Emily drove herself to Swedish American Hospital.
They put me in a room, put me on a monitor, couldn't find her heart rate. They finally found it, and it was down in like the lower 60s. And I think it should be like mid 100s.
With a heart rate that low, this is now an emergency, and time is of the essence.
I was here for maybe a half hour before she was actually born.
Hadley was delivered 9 weeks premature, her umbilical cord wrapped around her neck. But now she's healthy and alive, thanks to her mother's instincts. Doctors say regularly monitoring an unborn child is critical to a successful pregnancy.
Babies generally by about 32 weeks will develop patterns of movement when they seemingly are predictably awake and asleep.
Kick counts are a way to measure your baby's movements once a day, at the same time each day. Doctors encourage expectant women who are at least 6.5 months or 27 weeks or more to monitor their baby's movements using this method.
Generally recommend that the woman is quiet, is not really doing much of anything else. Have her lay on her left side with her hand on her abdomen, and then feel with her hand or sense internally when the baby's moving.
It's always better to err on the side of caution. So if your baby does not move at least 10 times in 2 hours, or if there is a sudden decrease in movement, you should call your doctor. Baby Hadley has been given a second chance at life, thanks to her mother who chose to listen to her body and instincts rather than ignore them.
This woman educated herself. She came to the office, she asked questions. She was a reliable patient who had consistent prenatal care. And there's no substitute for a smart patient.
We're just fortunate, just fortunate.
Definitely just trust your instincts. If you have any doubts, go to the doctor.
If you are pregnant and experiencing any type of pain or something doesn't quite feel right, it's better to be safe than sorry. Contact your healthcare provider immediately. Traditionally in Chicago, the summer months are normally very violent. However, this past September, we saw a 50% increase in violent crime compared to this time last year. Just yesterday, Chicago City aldermen have proposed for Police Superintendent Gary McCarthy to step down. Not everyone agrees with some of the city aldermen. Commuters in downtown Chicago today had a variety of points of views. Chicago City aldermen have been asking for the Police Superintendent Gary McCarthy to step down. What do you think is the solution to the crime in Chicago?
Less guns on the street. Less guns, more police presence, and Gary McCarthy may not be the problem.
In September, 60 people were shot and killed in Chicago, making it the deadliest month of the year and the most killings of any September in 13 years. Chicago Police Superintendent Gary McCarthy is committed to the fight to stop Chicago violence and has no plans of stepping down. His new approach? Tracking illegal weapons in the city.
We need stronger gun laws to address the violence. This hasn't changed in the 4 years that I've been talking about it, and it must. We seize more guns than any city in the country every year. We seize 7 guns to every one that New York seizes, 7 to 1, and 3 to 1 compared to Los Angeles.
There's a lot of tension between, our minorities and our officers, and I think a really good solution would probably be some type of sensitivity training for the officers, because they come into these communities and they don't know anything about the people or what they're going through and what their struggles are. The community has to get together and get these guns off the street.
Okay.
I don't think it's about the superintendent. I don't think it's about the kids. I think it's just everyone getting together and just getting it off the street.
There are a variety of opinions about who's to blame for the increase in crime in Chicago. However, the question still remains. What's the solution? Reporting live from downtown Chicago, State Street, I'm Jennifer Harris.
6-7 Sandy Hook School. Callers indicating she thinks there's someone shooting in the building.
We heard a loud bang. We thought that something fell. Then we heard another. And then we thought that that was a gunshot.
This past December marked the one-year anniversary of the Newtown, Connecticut school massacre, where 20 first graders and 6 teachers were killed.
I know there's not a parent in America who doesn't feel the same overwhelming grief that I do.
Since then, there have been over 30 shooting incidents at schools around the country, including colleges.
I hope nothing ever does happen, and I don't expect it to, but if something did, there's not much you can do anyway, so I don't worry about it.
DePaul University just released a series of guidelines for the DePaul community detailing how to respond to an active shooter on campus, threats of violence on campus, or targeted violence on campus. They also just released a safety video entitled Shots Fired. The guidelines say if you're threatened with a weapon, stay calm, maintain eye contact, keep talking, and follow any instructions from the person threatening you. Also, try to quietly signal for help and stall for time. DePaul safety officials say they're working with law enforcement to try to head off possible violent incidents.
The Public Safety Department has an ongoing relationship with local law enforcement. That includes the Chicago Police Department, the FBI, Homeland Security, and we're in constant contact with them, and if there's something going on that alerts college campuses in the area, they make sure and touch base with me, and then we take appropriate measures to ensure the safety of our students.
The guidelines also suggest preparing for threatening incidents by developing effective response strategies, such as escape routes from classrooms. Some DePaul students say they feel confident about the university's security provisions.
I do feel like if anything were to occur, they could handle it, definitely.
There's security in the building and police around. I've always felt safe.
DePaul safety officials emphasize knowing the locations of the blue emergency phones located around the campus. It behooves all of us to have a survival mindset comprised of awareness, preparation, and rehearsal in order to act quickly and effectively.